Hello everyone and welcome to Task Force Admiral, a lovely little game demo that has been released, being put out by Dry Dock Dreams Games here, published by Microprose, just in early access, well just in the demo in fact here, so not even hit early access yet, but we've got a nice little demo to play through to go around, see exactly what this game is going to offer. So the basics of this game is you control a Pacific naval task force, mostly focused around carrier operations and dealing with managing your carrier, and you're kind of hands off a lot of the time in terms of what you do with the planes. It's all about setting your aircraft up for the best possible engagements. So let's get started. So there is a historical mission here that is available. There's several that are going to be completely locked now. They're just kind of hinting. Available for us here is this Coral Sea, Battle of the Coral Sea engagement. So we've got the Yorktown and the Lexington. And here we have an engagement where we are facing off against a Japanese combined fleet. We are meant to be trying to stop this Japanese fleet from pushing onto Port Moresby, so we just need to try and force the Japanese to back down.
It's early morning on May 8th, 1942. Task Force 17, under the command of Vice Admiral Fletcher, has been roaming the Coral Sea for 7 days in an attempt to prevent a Japanese invasion of Port Moresby. The carriers USS Yorktown and USS Lexington were quite active and successful the day before. The American air groups managed to sink a light Japanese carrier with minimal losses, forcing the invasion force to loiter in fear of facing overwhelming odds on its way around the New Guinean Peninsula. In the meantime, the American carriers were left untouched. Japanese search efforts were rendered fruitless due to a number of mistakes and communication hurdles. Despite being spotted, Task Force 17 managed to escape the attention of enemy air power, as bombers from Rabaul focused fruitlessly on the Anzac Surface Combat Squadron, led by Admiral Crace, standing guard on the road to Port Moresby. As for the main Japanese carrier force, they attacked in droves the oiler USS Neosho and her escort USS Sims, mistakenly identifying them as a carrier force. Realizing their blunder, the Japanese aircraft launched a late afternoon search and destroy attack against the American carriers. Lost in bad weather, they were intercepted by American fighter cover and suffered crippling losses. Plus, to add insult to injury, they came across their target in the darkness on their way home and even tried to land, mistaking the American carriers for their own. But the Americans know that it was far too much luck for one day. Admirals Tagagi and Hara are going to be doing everything they can to wash away the humiliation suffered the previous day and show the combined fleet that Carrier Division 5 crews are not to be trifled with. Now, Admiral Fletcher has elected not to send a surface fleet ahead so as not to weaken his protection screen and leave these ships vulnerable at daybreak, a move he will be heavily criticized for in the coming weeks. It's now up to you to decide what to do next. The position of the enemy carriers is estimated to be within combat range northeast of Task Force 17's current position, but no one can predict with any accuracy the moves of the enemy. Enemy opposition is deemed challenging. The Japanese air group's been badly hurt by their ill-advised evening attack hours ago, but they are still going to be packing a punch. Expect to be going toe-to-toe with about 60 to 70 enemy Zero fighters, dive bombers, and torpedo bomber crewed by professionals, some of them veterans of many campaigns. As for the Americans, your own air groups are in good shape, but are still suffering from a low number of available fighters, which will force you to make some tough calls. Should you escort your bombers as a priority, or protect your carriers? It's your job to figure out how to best prepare for the first real carrier-to-carrier engagement of the war. Your objective is to seek out the enemy carrier force, engage it, and inflict heavy damage to force the Japanese Navy to abandon its move against Port Moresby. You're retired to the south at the end of your operation. Good luck.
So there we go. Really quite nice little briefing there, complete with historical footage. So yeah, we are facing off against 2 Japanese carriers with our 2 carriers. Let's see how this goes. Now, I am very much not an expert on naval combat, as you probably know if you've seen any of my sea power videos. I like plane stuff. I get confused with boat stuff, but I do kind of understand carrier warfare here, so hopefully this won't be too embarrassing. So anyway, here we are. Lovely little screen that we start off with. We are in the little ops room, and this does have this is very, very much inspired by 1990s games, and so although we do have tabs up in the top corner that we can go between different screens, we can also just click around here. So for example, if I double click on the fleet management screen, this brings up our fleet management. Now we do have some nice third-person views. Right now this is probably not coming out at all well because this is the middle of the night. Absolutely middle of the night. In fact, we have just turned past midnight there. And so we are going to be preparing for combat come dawn, but this gives us a little bit of opportunity to decide how we're going to go around. So we think their carriers are over here. I don't actually want to get too far away from the carriers. What I'm going to do is move due east here. Part of the reason for this is, if I understand correctly, Japanese planes have a lot longer range than the US planes do, and so I'd prefer to actually be fairly close to the enemy. Don't know if that's a good tactic, but that is what I am keeping in mind here. So I want to try and stay close, but moving due east here throughout the night hopefully throw off the enemy so they don't quite know where I am in the morning. Now, speaking of morning, we do have to start setting things up. And so, first things first is we are going to need to find out where the enemy are. Now, we don't do air operations at night, we have to wait until dawn, but we can get everything lined up here. Now, as for what I've got 31 fighters. I think this is combined 31 fighters, 65 dive bombers, 21 torpedo bombers across the Lexington and the Yorktown. Then we've got a bunch of others. We've got a bunch of destroyers and a bunch of cruisers escorting our little group here. So yeah, let's start a new air search. Create new air search zone. And so we can point this in the direction we want it to go in and set how long. I don't need to do that long a radius because I know kind of roughly where they are. Okay, I can't hold down. That would be nice if I could. So select which aircraft carrier these are coming off of. So I'll send the Yorktown ones first. Just sending out a lone SBD Dauntless to scout out the area. I'm going to launch several in a little wave to try and pick something up. I'm going to be launching these at dawn. And so we can see there it's predicting where my fleet is going to be at dawn. Move this around. So yeah, at dawn I should be about in that position. That looks pretty good to me. The step is how wide this is being. Get it a little bit narrower. I think that's a good patrol. Might not be. If anybody knows anything better or anything I'm doing wrong, please do speak up in chat because I'm kind of blind here. I have played the not this scenario, but the random scenario before. It went horribly, really horribly, but since then I've kind of got my head around what's going on. By the way, I'm going to leave this at 13,000 feet patrol height. I don't think there's much cloud layer here, and so that should hopefully give us some good eyes. By the way, there we go, that is one, and then I can just create some more. So doing the same thing. Just going to have them overlapping a little bit. I would very much like it if I could click and drag. Oh, I can. Perfect. I can click and drag. I just have to click and drag on the map. That is much nicer. There we go. Another one from the Yorktown. I'm going to launch another one from the Yorktown. In fact, let's send 4 out from the Yorktown, then we'll send some more over from the other carrier, the Lexington. So there we go, and now I can flip over here, get some Lexington cover starting to get sorted. Do pretty much the same thing, just stagger them a little bit from these ones that I'm sending off the Lexington. Maybe send them out a little bit further. A little bit further and a little bit narrower. Because everything's going to come down to me finding the enemy fleet before they find us. Since it takes a long time to get a strike group off, and so you'd really need to know where you're sending your planes ahead of time. That was not supposed to be, that's supposed to be Lexington. Why can't I select Lexington? Okay, these are all coming off the Yorktown. Do I not have... I might not have a scout group on the Lexington. Fine, in that case, let's just spread these out a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So it has to be on the Yorktown. Hopefully one of these scouts will find something. There we go, all in queue. What I also then have to do yep, is if that should all still be saved. I'm just going to check. Yeah, it's all still saved. You can see these SPDs are all selected. Yes. Oh no, there we go. It does let me select the Lexington in the end. Yeah, it still doesn't let me send scouts off it. That's fine. Okay, just getting my head round. How's it going? And yeah, let's see. No problem. Right, so that is the scouting sorted. What I need to do now is set up our fleet defense. So we need to send off cap flights here from either the Lexington or Yorktown, or probably both. And they need to be guarding against incoming planes. So if I do defensive air ops, I can create a new combat air patrol sector. Can select which carrier. It's still not letting me select the Lexington, which is very confusing here. Not quite sure why that is. It seems a bit broken. I only tried it with a single plane before. We should be able to select the Lexington. doesn't seem to be letting me. Oh, now it does. Is it just slightly off-center? Yeah, okay, the little selection box is slightly off-center. That's fine. By the way, I can drag out the corners of a little search box that I'm going to do. And what these flights will do is they will fly along these... So they'll fly to the dotted line, then they'll fly along those dotted lines and keep up a patrol there relative to our fleet. So here I set the patrol strength. And one thing to bear in mind here is that the number it assigns is actually twice the number that you put out per flight, and that is because as one flight comes back, a second one will be launched to take its place, so they go on alternating shifts, so you have to set aside twice as many planes. Otherwise, that seems reasonable, so each flight is about an hour. Going to put out a couple of kind of long-range Barcat flights here, assuming the enemy are coming from the north. So there is one group from Lexington. Grabbed the wrong bit there. Another one over here, also from, let's make this one off, so from the Lexington. And then I can grab another, if I'm remembering rightly, I can put out 3 of these with the number of planes I have per carrier. And so what I'm gonna do is put out another group that are gonna patrol a little bit closer to our carrier fleet. Okay, just a pair there for that last group, that's fine. So that's the Lexington's fighters assigned to that lot. I do want to put one more flight out coming from the Yorktown, and then I'll save the rest of my fighters for defending the bomber wing. Okay, so I've got 14 total fighters. So if I send 6 of them, that leaves 8 left over to do the bomber defense. So here, the Yorktown fighters are going to kind of do a little bit of distant Barcat there. There we go, they are all set. And we can see here that it has put these onto our timeline. So at 6 in the morning, things start taking off. We've got our cat flights taking off. Then we will have, at some point, the search flights as well taking off. Fleet seems a little bit disorganised now. I think it's slowly turning around, trying to keep its position while turning 90 degrees. Not going to be the easiest thing in the world for an entire fleet here. Yeah, so here everything's set. So starting at 6 in the morning, the search flights take off, the cat flights take off. Yeah, Mark, I think there's a little bit of a glitch on... I'm running on native resolution, but the drop-down for the Yorktown and the Lexington just seems slightly off. I'm going to go back to that fleet view and see if I can now get any air search to take off from the Lexington, now that I'm kind of aware that it's misclicking. Yeah, okay, it was just a bit misclicking, so it thinks the mouse is a little bit higher than it is, which is a little awkward, but fine. Okay, so now I know what that was. I'm still happy with that number of fighters going off. Oh no, it's SPDs, isn't it? Yeah. No, I think I'm happy with the amount of scout fighters that I've sent off so far. Now, what I can also do is start preparing for an actual strike. Because the big thing about this is it's all about trying to time when your planes are going up in the air, when they're going to be ready on the deck to take off, when they're coming back in. So all of that takes time. It takes time to get the planes up from the hangar, up to the surface, up to the hard deck. It takes time to arm them, refuel them, and so on. So ideally you want to have everything planned well ahead of time so they can get a good spot on the flight deck. Now, the issue there is if I get everything ready and I don't find the carriers, then I'm in a little bit of trouble, because then I'll have a bunch of planes in the air not doing anything, and that will be a waste, but I can come back and refuel, I suppose. Now, there is a limitation here in that... yeah, this is really awkward. In that I can't launch a joint strike mission from both my carriers at the same time. And this isn't actually a fault with being early access, this is an intentional feature of the US carrier groups at this point, is that they didn't have coordination between carriers, even two carriers in the same task force. So it's kind of intentional that I'd have to separately order two sets of strikes here. But that's fine. So what I'm going to do is plan ahead here. And looking at this, I have a little bit of time on my flight deck between, what's that, 16:07 and 16:58. So from about 6:30 there's space on the flight deck. And I think what I'm going to try and do is just pray that my scouts find something, try and get my planes off. Actually, looking at this, I'm probably going to do it just after 7. If I get them all stacked up after 7, that gives my scouts an hour to find something and get back, or at least radio back in, for the actual strike to take place. So... okay, I can't edit their call sign, but I can assign what I'm sending to this. So the Yorktown, this is the one that I saved some of its fighters. So I'm going to send 8 of its fighters as escort here. The dive bombers, I'm just going to launch everything. I'm going to send as much as I can in this first strike. The idea that if I can get a carrier out of action, then that is a bunch of planes that won't be coming my way. Right, now I don't know where they are, so I just estimate a time position here. I can update this as we go, but for now this is basically saying I am assuming that they're going to be somewhere around this last known position. Yeah, so just a rough timer, and then there we go, 17:01. So that is that lot. Yeah, so spotting mode is early spotting here. Oh no, standard spotting, standard time. So spotting is how much priority this gets, so I can basically say everyone else has to stay off the deck to get this off at the right time. I'm just going to leave that on standard. What was deferred departure again? Yeah, so I'll just leave that on normal. Loadout priority, I am going to let these carry offensive firepower. You can load them a bit lighter so they have better endurance. But I think this looks reasonable. We are quite close to them. Plenty of endurance we should have. So that is looking good to me. Now I am just trying to remember how I actually assign this, or has that already been entered? I thought there was something over on this side that I had to pull out. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, arming starts 7. Okay, I believe that is greenlit, but yeah, it's greenlit but not able to be launched yet because it's not its time. Okay, so that mission should be set unless I have messed something up, which I may well have done. But I can launch another one from the Lexington here. I apparently have one fighter that I've not used, so yeah, sure, they can get a single fighter escort for this strike. I wouldn't fancy being that one fighter pilot. At least it means this lot aren't completely untargeted. And I'm going to send them a little bit further north than the first group. Yeah, the flight time's looking rather crowded here. Yes, it's Nav Strike 1 is returning, so yeah, I'm going to launch them 7:36. Looks reasonable, so 7:37, see how that goes. That's all entered, normal firepower, and yep, so 7:40. They come back just short of midday. Okay. I think I've zoomed a bit weird here. Yeah, there we go. So that should be 2 fleets, 2 strikes ready. Just going to see if I can find where the mission log is. Yeah, naval strike, preparing. Okay, 807 from the Lexington. The Yorktown one didn't go through. Might just be because there wasn't enough time on the schedule. I think I have to re-enter that. That's a strike. No aircraft selected. It seems to have both put in that mission and not put in that mission. Well, they've definitely got space on the... Yeah, Nav Strike 14 definitely does have space on the list, but it's not showing up in this list, which is very odd. So hopefully they will go. Either way, I think that is all of the preparations that I needed to do on this one. And so now it is just going to be a case of waiting a very, very long time while my lovely fleet makes its way due east. And the nice thing is we don't actually have to wait 6 hours, as I'm sure you're all happy with. This does just have a time acceleration feature, really quite a generous one. It says especially at night you can push it up really quite fast. Because there's not a lot that goes on at night. This is mostly positioning ahead of the coming battle. Here you see my little fleet. Got Yorktown, got Lexington. I can select everything here. If I did have any aircraft up, I would be able to select them here. For now, I've just got them kind of queued. Yeah, we do have an nav strike here. Yeah, so both strike fleets are going to get ready. Otherwise, we just have a little bit of a wait to go while we keep our fingers crossed that everything didn't go absolutely horrible. You probably can't see this because I know YouTube encoding really doesn't like dark, but I have managed to work out how to get standing on the deck. And I can move around the deck. There we go. So you might barely be able to see those. I'm just going to put it on the tactical map for now. One thing I do appreciate about the manual is its explanation for this tactical map view. When you push space, there's kind of just like image view, nice, easy to read version. They did describe this as being like the sensor function in the Homeworld games, which I thought was fantastic. So I love the Homeworld games. Really weird specific reference to include in the demo manual of a World War II game. I just really found that quite cute. Now, time's ticking away, we're getting closer there now. Incidentally, the real Battle of the Coral Sea was a bit of a draw in that I believe, I forget which one of these carriers was sunk outright, the other heavily damaged, but they did damage the Japanese carriers and force them to withdraw, so tactical defeat, strategic win is how it was described. So here we are, starting to get first pop-ups. So yeah, planes are starting to assemble. Dawn just breaking over the horizon there. And this is something else that we have to bear in mind. Whenever we're doing carrier operations, our entire task force has to turn and point into the wind, which does really limit maneuverability, because when I am flying around here, when I am launching planes or recovering planes, the task force is going to ignore the orders that I've given them here, so they are just going to turn into the wind for however long it takes to get everything off. So that's something else to bear in mind here, that I can't give my carriers orders particularly during this. Now the carriers will take evasive action when they can. I don't know if that is going to override the flying into the wind to launch planes or not. I don't know what the priorities are there. Either way, here, slowly our planes are being moved back to the rear of the flight deck. If I am understanding this right, and let me know if I am wrong. Oh, first scouts are taking off. There we go. So, if I understand it right, they move to the front of the flight deck to enable planes to land, and they move to the rear to allow them to take off. And basically, it's just not enough room on the actual hard deck to do everything they want to. So here we go, the various wings are taking off. So that was our scouts that were launching first. These are the cat flight getting ready. So here we've got the first of our scouts airborne. They're heading off. Now we do not have perfect information in this, so zooming out here I can see the contacts of my various scout aircraft that I've launched. I can't zoom in on them, I believe. Yeah, I think I double click here. Yeah. So I can zoom in and observe these. But I am going to lose information about them pretty soon, so you can see them moving away here. That is because I can still see them from my carrier, so I know where they are. But as soon as they get out of visual range, I'm going to lose that, and I'm only going to know where they are when more information comes to hand, when I actually get radio calls in, or when I see them returning. Which also makes things very interesting, because when planes are coming in, you don't know whether they are your planes returning or enemy bombers coming in until you actually get close enough to get someone to look out the window and have a look at them. Now, incidentally, one thing that I've not really discussed so far is the fighter direction here. So I've set up my fighters, we've got these cat patrols are out. Just going to put labels on all flights here. And so I can, if I want to, take control of the fighters in terms of giving them individual orders. But for now, mostly because I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm going to leave the FDO, I think Flight Direction Officer, in charge. And what he will do with all of these cat flights is he will prioritise them. As contacts come in on the radar, he will divert those cat flights to investigate and intercept whatever he thinks is the correct target. Yep, and we're just getting steady updates here. Various search planes are up, various cat flights are up. And now, once again, it is kind of just waiting. And there are other things to bear in mind with this, like our planes. You can see they've got their little course plotted. They've plotted their landing positions based on where they expect our fleet to be. But you can absolutely start manoeuvring afterwards. Say if the enemy spot you, you could... Ooh, I don't like that. You could start manoeuvring in order to throw off their spotting. But that, of course, is going to mess up your own fleet coming back. And so there is no kind of perfect way. Your fleet could run out of fuel. They could just miss the carrier fleet. They're going to do their best to come back, but nothing is guaranteed. Now, so this is what I was mentioning before. These ones that have gone grey, these are beyond contact from us. So these are just the last known positions. So we don't know exactly where that lot are. so I can look at what they're doing, where they are. I just don't know where they are on the map, which I think is a nice compromise there, so you can still see the action even if your carrier doesn't know what's going on. Just that's now I am slightly concerned. Oh, I think this is the yeah, this is the nav strike group beginning to assemble. So if we go over to 3D view of the carrier, so slowly it's got various hangar elevators that it uses, slowly starting to assemble our strike group that's going to absolutely pack the deck of this carrier before it is all ready. Now what was concerning me is this one. I don't know what these guys are. They're heading straight towards one of my contacts. Cap 401 maybe? Two aircraft. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm nervous about these guys. Okay, so we've detected them with our radar. They're heading right behind this group. Yeah, so we've got our guys searching for targets. Don't think anything's been detected just yet. And yeah, the aircraft noise levels are really high. I don't know. We've got music audio, no other audio settings. This is very much a demo. What I can do is just turn that down in OBS. You may lose the screen in a second since I've just minimized it to get over to OBS. What I will do is turn down the OBS in-game audio. That'll turn down everything since I don't have a separate control for the bombers. You know, I'm really not sure about these contacts because they're flying along our lines. I think these are just my own cap fighters that are heading up and heading along their little cap routes. I think that's what's going on there. And it's just because I'm out of detection range, so I'm just detecting radar contacts of a few planes in a little group there. Otherwise, let's just push time up. Let me get the... there we go, let me get that back. Yep, so all just a big question of how everything is going to go. Okay, so we've launched all of the aircraft that we needed to. All cap flights are in the air. We are now continuing along our course. Oh, that is something.
Romeo, grid leader, Monkey, Vector 350, 20 miles. Angels medium.
Yeah, definitely some things heading in here that I am not too sure about. Bit worried that I've put my bar cap out too far and now there isn't enough close in. Once again, unless these are actually my own fighters. That group may well be, I don't know. Just have to kind of hope. Because that is looking a lot like an enemy. Yes. That is an enemy aircraft. Okay, combat music has started. Alright, so... Just flipping through my various planes. Those guys are on the back. I am not sure if we actually have anything in the air to intercept those guys, which is making me nervous. Okay, Cap 102 are this flight. So, Cap 102. They do not seem to be assigned to chase those guys down, so I might fight a direction. So if I override, intercept bogey.
Romeo, Blue Leader, enemy snooper. Vector 260, 5 miles. Angels medium.
Okay, there we go. So I've turned my... Oh, I think the flight director did send this Cap 201 out, but I want this one to get there. They're a lot closer if they can... I'm just hoping the enemy haven't actually spotted my fleet. Quite hard for them not to have spotted the fleet. Especially because the fleet's apparently firing at them with flak bursts. Hopefully that'll help our little flight here actually find who they need to. Yeah. This thing's very, very slow, so I am assuming that it is just a scout plane. Yep, there it is. Looks like our guys have spotted it. First little bit of action of the day then. That's not what I wanted to click. Oh no. Yep, just one of the Japanese float planes. So they get as scouts. You screwed up that attack, mate. My advantage is my planes are a lot better armoured than the Japanese planes. Plus this is against a float plane, so these guys really don't have any skills here. I think the formation leader's lost eyes on the bloody plane. Or it's going down. Fleet defense. May well have gone down and all of that. Alright, I can put the FDA back in charge so I can pay attention to other things. Okay. Okay, so I think in First Blood we managed to wing that thing, and it's heading down. Unfortunately, probably fair chance that they have reported our location. On the bright side, we have found the enemy location. Right. Perfect. So one of our scouts has found the enemy fleet. Yep. Range 187 miles. Nice. Okay, so now if I go to missions, Lexington, nav strike, so I can edit this mission. I think. Or not. Well, they should be able to, hopefully. Will be launched as currently planned. Don't know if I can reassign ID, but hopefully they'll know where they're going. Yeah, don't know how to actually edit this. Let's grayed out. I don't know, it might be too late to give them new orders. That's fine. Well, we're coming up to 7, which is the nav strike. Launch time is the first one. Yeah, here we are. 7:09. There's the first lot that are taking off. And 7:09 is from the Lexington, right. Of course, the Lexington and Yorktown have different drop-downs here. That's what was confusing me before. Yeah, okay, so yeah, they're both going at about 7. Yeah. That's what happens when I practice on something with just one carrier and then try this thing with 2 carriers. Everything gets a little bit more complicated. Anyway, Lexington's launching first. Now it's just a case of fast forwarding time once again.
Romeo, Green Leader, many buggies. Vector 350.
Oh,
80
that is not
miles.
ideal.
Angels low. Romeo,
Many
Red Leader,
bogies.
Many buggies. Vector 350. 80
10
miles.
plus aircraft
Angels low.
taking off from the
Romeo,
enemy
Black
carrier.
Leader, many buggies. Vector 350. 80 miles. Angels low. Romeo, White Leader, many buggies. Vector 350. 80 miles. Angels low. Romeo, Blue Leader, many buggies. Vector 350.
Right, so yeah, we've got
80 miles.
another
Angels
contact
low.
of the
Romeo,
carrier
Red
task
Leader,
force.
many buggies. Vector 350.
Nine.
80 miles. Angels low.
So that fleet should be turning into the wind. Yeah, enemy raid on our position is coming in. Our fighters are intercepting. Blue leader. Not sure who blue leader is. Got a lot of enemies coming in here. A lot of enemies coming in. Hopefully we'll get our fighters off the ground. Right, so we've got our fighters here intercepting the enemy. Try and do. Try and find the enemy. Yep, they're the enemy formation. So here go our fighters. Slightly underwhelming opening pass, for God's sake. Do it. Don't do that. Right, well, at least we are engaging. At least attempting to. Checking other cat flights here, seeing if any of them are actually engaging. I'm pretty sure he just rammed there, but apparently collision isn't a thing, which is probably good. That's what's going on here. I think some of our flights have hopefully launched. Yeah, our first of our nav flights are away. Ouch. You got hit bad. Oh. The enemy have escort fighters. That's going to be a problem. Oh, but he's got his wingman coming in. As wingman cleared his tail, there we go. Go Bassett. Freeing Feldman, unfortunately Bassett's now in trouble. Unfortunately, these are Wildcats against Zeros, so they are going to struggle. The Zeros can outmaneuver them easily, though what I can see here is the Wildcats can take a beating. This guy's looking a bit in trouble though. Oh, Fenton ditched. One of our fighters is down. Something's burning over there. I'm kind of hoping that that second plane is an ally. I think there is another cat flight in this group, but I've just not discovered yet. So it's not cats yet. Yeah, second cat flight is in the wing. They've also lost some though. The Zeros are just really punishing my guys. Alright, what I'm actually going to do, this is going to be really bad for my fighters, but I'm going to get my carrier group to turn around, hopefully throw off this bombing raid that they're sending over. Because it definitely does not look like my fighters are going to come out on top. Poor fighters are getting rather hammered here. Oh, you got some good hits there. Oh, well, that's good. I think he's got a kill. Good job, Bane, man. So that guy's spiralling down to the deck now. So managed to clear the tail of one of the allies. And grab a cheeky little kill. Unfortunately, he is now in a huge amount of trouble. You can definitely see the differences in survivability between these. One burst took down the Zero. Wildcat, on the other hand, has taken a lot of hits and is still trucking. We have lost quite a few though. Nope. Bull has returned to the actual bomber formation, that's good, because it is looking rather too much impact for my liking. Incidentally, there is going to be a feature where you can take control of the planes. There is a little kind of test version which will have a go at after I try this part of the mission. For now though, I don't think it's fully implemented, but would be a lot of fun. It seems pretty much like War Thunder type controls, War Thunder, arcade or RB type controls, but it certainly seems like something fun to do. We are damaging them here, is one good thing. Our poor guys who tangled with the zeros do seem to have done a good job at pushing these guys away. They're 50 miles out. We are still trying to get our strike off the deck. Otherwise, we're just sitting back and trying to see how all of this goes. A lot of our planes are ditching. We have a couple more coming in here. I guess on the bright side they seem to have heavily defended their bomber formations, which hopefully means they don't have too much left over to go against our bombers when the time comes. Just sitting back and watching is all I can really do at this point, unfortunately. Oh god. Cap Flight 102 is entirely down. Some others are getting in the air, but yeah, we have lost a lot of planes. Bane unfortunately went down, he was the one who got the kill before. He's in the water. Just our rather heavily damaged planes. See, we're still launching some, but they've got new ones coming in. And unfortunately, they're gonna have to. My fleet's gonna have to turn into the wind soon. Right. Yeah, so we're sending out kind of our second wave of Cat Flight now. See planes going down there. This is a brand new wing coming in, hopefully they can do something good. Here we go, driving in. See a couple of dots down there, some planes are in the air. Looks like a Wildcat being followed by a Zero, so hopefully this guy can come in. He's got the energy advantage. And he whiffs it. And again, come on, you can do it. it. You really can. Oh, no. So there are all sorts of different views that you can do. See them coming. Oh, this is a hell of a dogfight here. They are very conservative about their ammo, it has to be said. I think that was a hit though. That one wasn't. Yeah, would maybe like to see a little bit more holding down the trigger. Oh, he got hit there. Slowly chipping this guy away. Unfortunately, there seems to be 3 of our guys chasing down 1-0, so I don't know exactly how well this is going to go from the point of view of taking out their bombs. Got 401's RTB. Trying to. 402. Disengage. A little more lead. You can do it. More lead. Come on, please. Oh, that's painful to watch. Come on. Coming straight now. You can get him. Please, pull the trigger. Pull the damn trigger. Pull the trigger that hit him. There we go. Okay. I'm assuming that actually got him, considering he immediately broke off. Okay, so the dogfight AI seems slightly off, I have to say. But then again, I certainly have done a lot worse in IL2, but painful just to sit and watch. On the bright side, they might be missing our fleet. On the downside, I don't know where our nav strike still isn't off the ground yet. So their bomber formation has definitely been reduced, if this is all that's left of it. Nice, there's another bomb going down. So it's been a bloody battle so far. Collision's definitely not a thing. Okay. Oh, another one burning, going down. Yeah, it does seem to prioritise clearing tails of wingmen, which is quite nice. Otherwise, things are getting a lot closer. Unfortunately, the enemy are really quite close to our fleet at this point. And they have adjusted their course to head straight for us. Unfortunately, my decks are currently covered in planes arming for a strike mission, which is not exactly the best situation to be in. Yeah, I can see we're getting over in flak range here. Yeah, this is what my bloody deck looks like. Oh god. Still a good, what is that, 12 minutes until these guys are going to get off the deck. That's not enough. Yeah. And so yeah, 20 minutes for the Lexington, 10 minutes for the Yorktown. There are the contacts. There are the debts. Close that one. There we ditch. Looks like Bull went down in the end. And fighters diving into the flak fire. I'm gonna take hope from the fact the enemy do seem to have lost quite heavily before they actually manage to reach us, so hopefully AAA can keep things at bay. Actually, there's the fleet. You can see the fleet down there through the cloud there. So it's just a case of if we can spot them. So if these things get bombs off on our carrier deck, then we are screwed. It's another one down. I'm getting reports of more bogies. Might just be there, or it might be a second wave coming in. Oh. Flakker's firing. Oh. Where is this camera? There we go. Another one of theirs going down in flames. Check on how the Lexington's doing. Well, that's not doing too bad so far. I'm cautiously optimistic. We have... they don't seem to have that many left in the air unless I am missing something big. At this point, one of our guys has gone back to searching for enemies instead of engaging them. So we've basically lost our entire freighter complement. Except for the ones that are escorting the strike group. I forgot I've got a load that aren't actually in the air yet. definitely still something around, since our flat guns are still firing. Gonna check on... Oh, I think we're finally on launch on the yacht now. Here we go. Here's when this right 14 is actually getting rolling. It'll take a while, but that is something beautiful to see. Their fleet once again, so our scouts are doing a really good job. Looks like some of their planes just completely missed the fleet, which I'm going to take as a win. Unfortunately, there do seem to be more contacts incoming. 20 plus aircraft. Still looking at the distance they're away. Hopefully I will get all of my planes off the fleet. Look, I died. So yeah, unfortunately this is the second wave coming in. And I do not have a lot of fighters. So I think the second wave is going to just slam in straight home. Got nav strike still take off. Are being routinely scouted. There we go. That is that strike group off the ground. And the Lexington's what they're launching. Okay, that's a problem. While Lexington's lots are still launching, the enemy fighters are coming in. Oh, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. Cat Flight 102 is dead. Yeah, I think I've lost all of my cat flights. Yeah, nav strike 14 still on deck. Okay, we recovered one plane so far. Oh, that's not great. But at least we have our mid like 14 is up. I'm heading in. Our scout planes have contacted the fleet, made contact with the enemy fleet again, which is good. And our fleet, our strike groups are well on the way. But it is just a matter of what happens now, because their strike group is coming in and it is going to hurt. Might get it's not what I wanted. I wanted that fighter direction. Yeah, here they come. They are heading for the Lexington. Which is really not great because the Lexington is still launching. Got some of them got torpedo bombs off. Most of the bombers are going up. Nicely. Most of the bombers up. It's going to be a case to see where are their planes? Yeah, I can see they're definitely turning in for our guys. Low spring on. Oh, they're turning away. That's encouraging. One of them's going down. Ah, torpedo spotted. They've dropped torpedoes. Since the Lexington, spotted torpedoes to starboard, multiple aliens shot down. Oh god, turning mid-launch, poor bloody fighter pilot here is going through torpedo evasive maneuvers. Oh. Oh, the bombers. Oh, the bombers. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Here come the bombs. Ouch. Oh god. I was feeling good, a lot of those bombs missed. Unfortunately, that's one that went off straight in the heart of all of the arming aircraft. Big fire on the Lexington. Yeah, Lexington has got a mild fire. Oh dear God. That was pretty intense. So I've taken a hit. Hopefully our fleet is alright. Just gonna check on... Yeah, these guys are still heading out. Hunting for the enemy fleet. Not found anything yet. I think it might look worse than it is. I'm not getting too many really bad alerts here. Have taken damage to the hangar. Yeah. Okay, so I've lost 2 elevators that need to be repaired. One is outright destroyed. Okay. I'm assuming that the flight deck is screwed. Fire level 99%. Damage control team unavailable. This is going to get worse, isn't it? Yeah. Fires are spreading. Okay, so Lexington might well be going down. At least part of its strike made it off the deck. And I believe, unless I'm mistaken, the Yorktown is... Yeah, the Yorktown's fine. The Yorktown wasn't hit. Meanwhile, the enemy have lost quite heavily. Okay, so, well, that was exhausting. We'll just have to leave the Lexington to it. On the bright side, my little strike fleet wing here does seem to have made visual contact with the enemy, because they've identified something as the destroyer. Alright, that's, yeah. Okay, so I think what I needed to do was put less on bomber escort duty there and more on fleet defense. Otherwise, doesn't seem to be going too bad. my strike group have turned back. That's not ideal. Did they just fail to find the target? Well, we are engaging them in air combat here. Our fighters are engaging their fighters. Not happy about my strike group turning back in. Yeah, I think because they'd failed to find the bombers there, they failed to find the carrier fleet there on the way back. So we'll just have to see what happens with the other wings then, I suppose. Does mean our fighters are hitting their formation on the way back, which isn't a bad thing. Here, an abstract force on the way back. Damn it. Unfortunately, I think I'm just going to have to recover those planes and then try and launch another strike later. That's a bit of a pity, but well. Okay, some cap flights are returning.
Romeo, Grey Leader, many bandits. Vector 320, 60 miles. Angels 1.
Alright, starting to recover some things. Let's go check on what's left of the Lexington. Okay, not too bad. And our scouts report enemy carrier force, yep. Yeah, search planes are being recovered. Okay, the Lexington isn't sunk. It's got mild flooding. Looks like it's put its fires out. Does have its elevators back online. Right, okay. In that case, can I start preparing another strike? Yorktown has nothing. Lexington has nothing. No, I can't. Nothing is... Nah, I've got 2 dive bombers left so far, so I'll just need to wait for those other flights to get back and recover. Oh well. I'm guessing though now with... Yeah, that's the... Oh no, this is Lexington. Guessing most of those planes managed to launch then. So they may be inbound. If I just collapse nav strike 14, which screwed up. Yep. So there's nav strike 16, which in theory are all now present and correct. Yeah, nav strike 14, anything. Recover going for them. So I'll have to wait for them to be recovered. Hopefully my fighters here can, my bombers here can actually find something. If they are indeed heading off like they're supposed to. They seem to be heading the wrong way. Enemy are that way. Never mind. Yeah, I've got no idea what these guys are doing. They assembled nicely, but didn't go anywhere. Well, looks like we're just trying to recover our planes now. Yeah, they're all going into circling and landing. Okay, fine. Yeah, I can see they are nicely recovering now. In that case, I am going to see if now I can do another strike from the Yorktown. Maybe. Trying to work out how this works. They're launching new strikes at me. Yeah. Yorktown. Everything we've got. Let's get that. Naval Strike 24, go. Fortunately, there's more fighters coming in here. Alright. It's a little bit underwhelming on our strikes, a little bit underwhelming on the enemy strikes. Lexington seems to have mostly recovered. Let's see if I can get it to send a new strike out then. So, new air search in that direction from the Lexington. Go. A new strike. Nah, still, all of these aren't actually recovered yet. Alright, so just have to see how this all ticks over. So, is this the... Yeah, this is Yorktown getting ready. Yeah, it's going to take Lexington a while to kind of reset.
Romeo, many bandits. Vector 120, 30 miles. Angel
Oh,
medium.
more bandits are inbound, which is not what I wanted to hear. They do seem to be heading completely away from me, so that's a bright side. We are far too far north right now, though. We are really close to the enemy. Because we've been heading north into the wind, that's straight towards the enemy, so we've been accidentally chasing the enemy. Which isn't the most ideal thing in the world. But it's not too bad. If only I could get my strike group from the Lexington. Okay, now they've recovered enough. Alright, you lot go 27, green light, see if I can get those guys off the ground. See how that goes. Desperately trying to find their fleet. And slowly getting there in terms of launching. Yeah, Lexington's just preparing. Yep, surface force. Oh, we've detected their surface fleet again. Yeah. Okay, so they've got planes flying right over our fleet now, but they don't seem to be doing anything about our fleet. Fair enough. So we've got, yeah, nav strike, 24 here. Airborne underway.
Romeo,
There's their
bandit.
bloody fleet.
Vector 120, 20 miles.
Please see
Angel
them.
medium.
Please see them. They're right over there. Yeah, so it's just, they just, if they can spot these guys. Oh, they've turned towards them. That is looking good. Targets in sight are about to engage. Okay, so I don't have a very cohesive strike group here, but I do have a strike group. They have turned towards the other guys. Looks like the torpedo bombers are going to be the first things to engage here. See the enemy over there. Let's check what's going on with our fleet. Yeah, incidentally, I'm pretty sure that the fleet versus fleet combat is not available yet, which will be why our ships are not firing at their ships. They definitely know that they're under attack. They'll start firing at us. Interesting to see how all of this goes. One of their carriers there, so I'm guessing they're going in on their other carriers. They have fighters up. They are shooting back at them, but persuaded him to go away. Might all come down to bombers. Lexington shooting stuff out. Bit more focused on what the bombs are doing. They seem to be ignoring this isolated carrier here and just going for the others. One torpedo group sunk. Seem to have picked out this as a target, so fair enough. Yeah, they have launched their fighters at us. So hopefully my guys will actually get some weapons off. Those look like the torpedo bombers are on their final approach here. Torpedoes in the water. Yeah, definitely explosions there. So we've got hits on one of their ships, definitely. Yeah, one of their carriers is on fire. So one of the other groups must have reached there first. And we've got hits on their carrier, a lot of hits on their carrier looking at it. That is the little isolated carrier over there. Torpedoes out on their other one. I don't know if they're going to do any good. Yeah, I can see a big fire there. And this group of dive bombers is just reaching the target. Here we go. Hopefully they'll begin to dive soon, because I'm very nervous for the poor guys. Don't know if the torpedoes did anything. Here we go. Started to dive on contact. A lot of bullets coming up. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Down. Fortunately, that is a lot of misses. There's some more dive bombs coming in. Oh, nice big hit there, centre section. And another. Couple of really big hits. Don't know if it's going to be enough, but it's something. More of them coming in. These look like these are diving on the undamaged carrier. Go, and come on, that's got to be good, that looked perfect. Yes. Brilliant. Multiple hits there. One straight centre section, that's got to be doing some decent damage. That's what I think that is. That lot, that first little wave, at least the part of the wave that's still alive, away. A lot of damage on those. That nav strike 24 I am calling a big success. Meanwhile, looks like nav strike 27 have just reached the combat zone. There we go, nice little load of torpedo bombers heading in. Hopefully their ship is too damaged to properly avoid this strike. There we go, torpedoes in the water. Can't see torpedo trails, but hopefully these are all on the way. Can't see torpedoes. Hopefully they'll come in. Second lot ones here, they're a bit more range than I would particularly like. Have done some serious damage to them though, so I'm happy with that. I'm calling that successful. No, I want to look at the carriers. Alright, this wing diving in through the clouds. Do love the red speed brakes. Do look very, very pretty. They're not the best angle for this, but hopefully something's going to hit. Short there. Unlucky guys. Very, very near misses. Misses all the same. Yeah, I think some of these are having trouble finding their targets. Oh well. These guys going en route to IP, don't know if that means they've spotted. There's a lot of cloud cover now. Oh, they might not. They're turning towards the carriers. Yep, they're bombing the target, so 2 more waves coming in. Hopefully something can do something good. Go, diving through the clouds. Probably not the best bet for an accurate bombing run, but we'll just see. Angle looks good though, right along the deck. Didn't look like a great release. Unfortunately, lots of misses there. Oh well, we'll have to recover this lot, and then guess we send them out again. Unfortunately, they're missing the carrier. Hopefully they do find our carrier. Yeah, they've found the fleet. Okay, well, time to recover my guys again. See how the fleet is doing. Yeah, Lexington's taken a bit of damage, nothing too bad. Looks like their carriers got off a lot worse out of all of this. So let's wait for our planes to recover. Here they come, one at a time. Just passing noon now. Been a long fight so far. I think we have come off the better. Still got contact of their surface force. I'm going to launch a new air search here, just to keep an eye on them more than anything. One heads south of them, okay, so they keep their current bearing, and then get the other one to head just a little bit further to the north, because they're going to need to turn north to recover their planes. Luckily their second wave there didn't find anything.
Enemy aircraft hit. He's going down.
Right. So, this lot, new strike mission. Yorktown or Lexington, okay. Everything from the Yorktown is going to go at their fleet now. And then new strike everything from the Lexington. Okay. See how well that wave does, because they're collecting their planes, which is bad news. Because that means that they may well start bombing us back, because we were lucky that time their second wave just completely overflew our carrier fleet and didn't see it.
Enemy aircraft hit. He's going down. Enemy aircraft hit. He's going down. Enemy bomber down in place.
Getting lots of reports of planes being shot down by AA far. I think these are things that we've wounded that are now going down after a while. Okay, so
One bomber.
here we are. So our fleet is really not far from their fleet at this point, so we're pretty much taking off straight at the enemy. We've just kind of accidentally collided. A lot of bombers here. Hopefully something can do a good job. I think they're just getting into position right now. Yep, it's turning in now. That's not a carrier. You also missed it. You really missed it. Well, if my planes are prioritising their cruisers here, how's their carrier gone down? Got a good hit there on their cruiser, though. I'm wondering if their carriers have sunk. That might be why all of those bomber signals reported that they went. No, one of their carriers is still there, over there. Still, I think they have lost a carrier. Which is bloody brilliant. Right, in that case... Well, now strike 30 are on the way. I think there were a few planes that were just being repaired that might be in a good state to... New strike... So the Yorktown has a handful, I might just hold back on those. Yeah, Lexington has nothing. 4 dive bombers, 3 torpedo bombers from the Yorktown. They can go. That's 30, strike 33. It's not much, but their fleet is in such a bad way here.
Enemy aircraft hit. He's going down.
Right, trying to work out what's going on with our fighters. I think their other carrier's gone down. It's no longer part of their fleet. I'm guessing it... Oh no, it's there. We just lost sight of it. It's just detached from everything else. On the bright side... seems to be very damaged. Here we go for the bombing run. We're just going after their heavy cruisers at this point. Just going after their escorts. So yeah, I think that is actually a pretty successful run out there. Bombs missing first lot there. We do have a lot of planes. Just a matter of if any of these guys are going to hit home. It's not the best angle. Oh, Sunbeam so... Come on, one hit there. That's dead simple. I'd love to work out what has happened with their carrier, because we're occasionally spotting it. Their entire fleet seems very disjointed at this point. I think their carrier is still over here somewhere. Alright, what I'm going to do is another search mission. Over in that direction. See if I can find them. I'm also just going to order my carriers, my fleet to move north. Since we are moving north continuously anyway, because we're having to recover all of these guys. But anyway, let's jump back. Looks like our strikers returning. The other strike group should be coming back aboard. Yeah, they're debriefing now. Strike 33 is preparing. There's something over here. This is where their fighters are. Or this is where the remaining planes are. Yeah, they do have a carrier group there. Okay. So their fleet's just severely broken up here. Seems to be trying to disengage. So nav strike 30 is on the way, nav strike 32 is debriefing. Let's just see where these guys are. Yeah, they're still flying around. Alright, we'll just fast forward time while we collect this lot and the other groups start to take off. Yep, that little strike group is heading off. Yeah, that's their carrier still. But I think it is just the one. There we go. Our forces seem to have disengaged with the enemy. Do you wish to stay in the flag plot, or should we head to the briefing and combat assessment? No, they still have 2 carrier fleets. I'm going to continue here. The enemy have disengaged from us. The enemy of withdrawing we've won, and now it's just up to us whether we pursue. I think we may as well. I think we have the upper hand absolutely here. Yeah. So, strike. What we got? Yeah. Sending everything we can from the Yorktown. Everything we can from the Yorktown again? No. Okay. Everything we can from Lexington. Let's see if we can actually sink these carriers. So seeing if we can slowly make our way over. We have identified a carrier. I evade these to have a lot of damage on that deck. That's not going to hit. That's never going to hit. That hits. Nice, decent hit midsection there. All the bombs dropping. Not much hitting. I do just need to check missions. Could I add one of these? Yeah. So planning. Not selected. Edit mission. Green light. Cool, okay, that's those all going up. So they have put out their fires, but then we put some more fires on them. Still losing planes here. We don't have enough cap up. We don't have any cap left. Trying to work out what's going on with our fleet. Right, okay, they're still recovering. There's one group coming off there. Alright. Grab anything that we can from the Yorktown. They can go. Just seeing what we can do here to try and take out one of these carriers. Not feeling threatened by them anymore, but would like to sink one. Would be a nice way to round up. Alright, well, our bombers have spotted the carriers once again. See if they can possibly actually do something along the lines of hurting these guys. They're all on that IP. And here we go, diving down. Okay, they haven't put their fires out from last time, that is good. Worrying moment, I couldn't see the bomb there. Okay. A little bit off, nice, another hit though. It's hard to tell how much these bombs are actually doing. We've hit them multiple times though. It's got to be adding up on their shit. Torpedo bombers are already on the way back thanks to the early launch. They're all dead. They're all dead. Okay, now strike 34. It's all dead. Now strike 15. That was the one that just went through. More hits, but still nothing sinking. Might simply not have the critical number of planes we need to actually sink these things. Day is starting to tick away from us here. There are some airstrikes landing. Should still be able to get off another sortie before it gets too dark. Right. See what we can do. New strike. Nothing on the Yorktown. Only a few things on the Lexington. Okay, right, new search then. While the others are doing their thing, just send something off to search. We really don't have many planes left. when we recover these guys, that'll help a little bit. But looks like we're going to disengage at this point. We'll try one more strike. Yeah, we've got a few on the Lexington. So send everything we can. Heading last known location. No. Last known location, off you go. Alright. Yeah, we just don't have enough planes left. We've taken heavy losses there. Still, let's see if we can guard off one last little flight. Well, there's still definitely a carrier force. Let's take everything we can. Off they go. What's left of them? Seeing if they can do any good here. Does seem evening. It's rapidly approaching though. Yeah, still nothing left on the Yorktown, nothing left on the Lexington. So it looks like this is going to be our last nav strike of the day. These last lovely few. Fair few torpedo bombers, if nothing else. So here we go. They are beginning bombing operations. Torpedo boats are heading in. Or torpedo planes are heading in, I should say. There we go. Torpedoes all in water. Don't think I've noticed a torpedo hit yet. These are the World War II early American torpedoes, so they may have been hitting and just not detonating. They did have a habit of doing that. Our bombers are diving in though. Go. Lots of misses, lots of misses. No, I think they whiffed that one. And doesn't look like the torpedo's going to hit home. I think we did pretty well there. Oh no, we have struck a couple of torpedo hits here, I just haven't noticed them. 2 big blasts on the side. So their ships aren't sinking, but we have dealt damage to them. Yeah, still nothing on the... Yeah, we're just out of planes. Usable planes. So I'm going to go to debriefing, see how this says we did. Yup, so there we go. We repelled the attack on Port Moresby. The enemy have turned tail and is now questioning the validity of its expansion plans. Japanese Navy and Army casualty number in the hundreds, if not the thousands. High Command devises new plan. There we go. Let's look at the full report. Oh, nice. Okay, so the Shokoku and the Zaiku were both damaged. Those were their 2 carriers, and we also got the Hagaru and Miyuko. On our side, the Lexington was damaged, but not badly. Let's see, enemy aircraft losses. They lost 32 A6M2s, 15 B5N1s, and 24 D3A1s. We lost 29 Wildcats, 18 SPDs, 13. So all in all, they did lose a lot heavier than us. They've got 2 crippled carriers. We forced the enemy to retire. We didn't sink a carrier, unfortunately. But on the bright side, we didn't lose a carrier. So we did better than the actual historical event. So I will absolutely take that. Now, just before I finish here, I do want to try and show one last thing, and that is this fleet defense mode, which is pretty much work in progress, but look, you get to fly. Now, there are no control options, which is a bit unfortunate, because it has the mouse controls inverted, and that really confuses me, so I am not going to do well at this. But we are going to try. It does say that you can do this with the Xbox controller if that is the only thing that is plugged in. I am not going to try plugging in the Xbox controller. Mostly because that requires me to unplug absolutely everything else. Because it needs to be the only thing that's there. And I can't bother to unplug all of my HOTAS setup for this run. So I know it is off-centered. It is picking up my HOTAS, my HOTAS controls as a control scheme. And that is leading us to be a little bit awkward. Okay, this is very awkward to control. Yeah, non-plate. Yeah, this is the mouse controls are very awkward. Right, come on, I can do it. I'm pretty sure I'm being shot at by their escorts. Yeah, man. Yep, I know you're there, and I know you're trying to kill me. It's not very nice, it's not very helpful. I do have rudder controls, unfortunately it seems to push back to where it originally was. I can't use the rudder controls very well. So I'm struggling to keep up with these guys, and I think they've just launched their torpedoes. Oh dear. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm a bit embarrassed that I'm being absolutely outpaced by their bombers. Oh, that... Next plane! Okay, this plane doesn't have an aiming reticule on it. Oh, good. Let's just get specs up. Yeah, so this is very much just a trial thing. This is not really done yet. And the controls are really bloody awkward. But yeah, so that exists, and that would be really fun if that is implemented with the full game, so you can actually take control of one of the planes as it's going in. I can see that being a lot of fun, or trying to escort one plane out. Definitely if they put that with the dive bombers, that would be a lot of fun to try and actually do a dive bombing run. But yeah, that is Task Force Admiral's demo. That is out now on Steam. Just search for Task Force Admiral and you will find it. It is a limited time thing. It is only lasting until the end of the month, I believe. I can't remember the exact date. They're running a Kickstarter right now for a physical boxed edition, and basically the demo lasts for the length of the Kickstarter. So yeah, I will definitely be keeping an eye on this one. Definitely will be checking it out when it actually gets a bit more of a full release, but this is a really interesting thing to check out. Quite happy with how I did, and hope you all enjoyed watching this rather unusual gameplay here. Very much World War II sea power is the best that I can describe it as. But even more hands-off, more just coordinating, doing your best to really armchair general the whole thing, which is definitely an interesting approach. Definitely had a lot of fun. Anyway, as always, thank you for joining me, and hope to catch you in a future one. Until then, remember to be kind to yourselves and everyone else. Cheers.